I want to very sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, offer my unreserved apology as the chairman of the rugby union. We've let the players down, we've let the country down, we've let our stakeholders down. We are sincerely sorry. I wish it would have been different. I wish it would have been better. This is our mess as the union, so part of owning up is to ensure you clean it up. And I think that's what we're engaging on doing. On the issue of partners, we've had all sorts of reasons, and I don't want to go and elucidate each and every one who has come and who has left, because again, people live for different reasons. I think even if you look beyond sports, someone can embark on a particular journey, and somewhere in between they change course for whatever reason. I think I also have to be respectful to our partners in terms of some of the choices they've made, but you can also assess that it's been a tough environment post-COVID for many federations. I think if you follow rugby, you'll see even in the United Kingdom, rugby clubs are folding. And it's just that the new realities of what has happened has been very tough for everyone to sort of adjust. And if you look at it, we probably need £500 million shillings to run our national team activities. Maybe we've really tried to stretch the shilling, working with 200 million. You've seen our accounts, they're on our website. You can go see the investment we've made, and you can look at this year. I mean, the Simbas alone is 85 million. We probably need 200 to run the program, and that's why we then sat with Waziri and discussed and said, we need to do more effort to take away some of the areas that bring about noise around rugby. And this is why we are reaffirming our commitment, especially on the transparency and accountability. And I'll give you one example. We have worked very well with groups who have supported us through the Friends of Simbas, who have injected funds into our programs. We have created escrow accounts to ensure that the money that comes in is used specifically for that purpose. We've ensured we have independent auditor looking at it, but we have to go a step further. So I think there are a couple of people who have already believed in the vision that this is where we're going. But the reality is this year has been a very different year, not just because of the general election, but also remember we had a very extended season with the tournaments in LA, with the Rugby World Cup in September, with the qualifiers and the final qualification tournament. So the reality is we were really stretched and we had a limited pot of funds. We'd never want to refuse or resist to pay the players. But I think we really have to prepare well to ensure that we raise adequate funds with a lot of partners so that they can fund all the activities, especially the critical activities around the Rugby World Cup, around the Olympics, around the World 7 Series, women getting into the World 7 Series. These things are all important for us. So we'll really focus on those activities and ensure we have the right partners for them. Due to failures of the Kenya Rugby Union, of which I and my team together we take full responsibility for, we are responsible for managing the national teams, and in the past few weeks we've fallen short of the expectations that everyone has of us as the board to be able to ensure our teams are well facilitated and are able to participate and continue to bring honor and pride to our country. I don't think it's prudent to go into the explanations of the whys and what may have happened, but I want to assure you that even as a board, we are putting in place every effort to ensure that we remedy that situation. And I really want to pay enormous tribute to our national heroes, the players of our respective national teams, who have continued to represent the country and to bring pride in very, very tough circumstances. It's not the sort of thing that you want to ever go through. And for that, we are forever indebted to them for their commitment, for their passion, and for their love of putting this country first. I'm sure you're aware that our team traveled last night, and even then we still had quite a number of pending arrears. We have had very productive engagements with Mheshimiwa Waziri and his team this morning, looking at where the rain probably started beating us to a level that we've not gotten to before. And we are committing that we definitely have to up our game as the board so that we never have to have a situation of this kind recurring. I think there have been lots of comments in the media and in the social media about what could have gone wrong. But what I want to probably do, which is quite productive, is to really set the scene of going forward. What are the things that we're going to do working with all our key stakeholders, and basically affirming our commitment to live by the values that are expected of us and the values that our game so cherishes. The values around integrity, around respect, around hard work, around humility, and also solidarity as a people. The first thing really is the success of Kenya Rugby to be able to get to where we are and all the achievements we've had over the years is to large credit due to the efforts of the players who have always played above and beyond the resourcing available. We always punch way above our weight to be able to achieve those results. And I want to reaffirm today that we reiterate our commitment to always put player welfare front and center of what we do and what we try to achieve, so that the players will always get what is due to them. And I think in a couple of weeks we'll also be unveiling some of the new initiatives that will ensure we have a better funded union out of the working with a couple of corporate partners. So I really think that is the first and critical thing, because again, without the players, I mean, we are nowhere, we are nobody, and really we have to bring that to the fore. The second thing, we've obviously had a relook at the various engagements we've had with a lot of our corporate partners in the past and even currently going on, and to see what could be the bottlenecks that are blocking increased and growing investment from the corporate world to support rugby in its various forms, and not just restricting ourselves to local enterprises, but also the products we have a real international flavor. So we'd really want to increase our aggression and positioning, and again, with the support of the Cabinet Secretary's office, that will be a key initiative going forward to ensure that we're able to identify and bring on board and retain as many partners as we possibly can. To augment this, it goes without saying that transparency and accountability in the resources received and in the utilization of those resources to ensure that they are best used for what is intended has to be at front of center of what we do. And once again, I'm committing our firm commitment as the board of Kenya Rugby Union to ensure we are fully accountable and to continue to make progressive steps to ensure that all the requirements and all the needs of stakeholders are addressed at all times. So we are also just reiterating our firm support. A few weeks ago, we had the meeting hosted by our CS at Kasarani, where we made quite a number of commitments as the sports federations, and we are totally aligned with the commitments that we made in those areas. We have again in the deliberation today just reiterated and affirmed that we'll continue to work within the guidelines of the Ministry of Sports, Culture, the Youth Affairs, Sports and Heritage Ministry, especially ensuring that we have timely and accurate delivery of budgets. We also have to look at the prioritization of all the activities, because again, you really have to cut your coat accordingly, and we have really tried to keep the activities going, but that has been at the expense of the players, which is not really fair. So I think we'll have a hard relook at the activities we do so that we are able to do things properly, rather than spreading ourselves too thin as a federation. And again, we've made commitments to really look at how to rebuild the trust that really is what has propelled this game for many, many years. The trust between all the stakeholders to ensure that we work together as a unit for the good of rugby in Kenya, to be able to achieve our full potential. We are always knocking at the door, but never quite getting there. And really, these are the things we want to do so that we can ensure we leave the game in a much better place than we found it. I think I'll pause there, and I'll let, I think the other people who may want to